I know you're busy and honestly probably tired. You want to build your dream life, but you can't figure out where the time is supposed to come from. The weeks pass by, the months pass by, and you never really move forward. Today, we are going to lock in the strategy that is going to help you start building the dream that's been living inside your head. This is the year I do what I said I would do and become who I said I would be. 2026, my year. Hey there, my name is Ashley, and I am currently building my dream life, and I want to walk alongside you as you build yours. So, without further ado, let's get into the systems. So, the first thing you want to start with is planning tools because that's what's going to be used to help you organize your life. If you're anything like me, I used to buy random planners from the store every year, and I honestly never used them. It wasn't until about 2022 when I found a smaller boutique planning company and they had a planner that I loved and I was actually able to be consistent with. That was really the beginning of my planning journey and it has evolved since then. So, we're going to go ahead and do a quick overview of the planner that I currently use and how it fits at the top of my system. Okay, so this is the planner that I am currently using. It is by a company called Booked. It's a very comprehensive planner that has different sections in it. You don't have to get anything this comprehensive, but it works for me because it helps me basically plan out my whole life, personally and business wise. So the first thing that most planners have, that all planners have, is a monthly spread. I typically use that monthly calendar to put down the dates that my bills are due, any events that I have coming up or meetings. I will put those on that calendar so I have a good overview of what I have going on for the month. And this also has a section for notes for the month. I will use that to brain dump anything that I need to keep up with for the month. So, say if I haven't done my planning for the month of April already, I will put it in the notes section so I know to come back to that when it's time for me to start planning for the month. And then they have a goal section here. You can write out your monthly goals. There is a section for you to write out your bills when they are due and when you've paid them. And then for each week, it starts with a habit tracker where you can put down various habits that you want to keep up with, whether it's spiritual, physical, self care. You can write down your morning and bedtime routines. So I use that section as well to keep up with the different habits that I have. And then for every day of the week, it's a to do list setup. So I prefer that format because it helps me to be able to just write down the quick to do things that I have during the week. And then because this planner is in that setup and there's not like an hourly schedule for every day, I typically will use a my daily schedule pad for the days that I have off because those days are not structured like my working days are. So I know I work a 9 to 5 and I know the only time I need to plan out is 5:30 to 9:30. But on a Saturday, I have 12 to 16 hours that I have and I have to figure out what things I need to get done and at what time I will need to do them in order for my time not to just run away from me and I don't get the things done that I need to get done. So those are the tools that I use. So it's not the tools that actually change your life, it's the system for using them that does. So let's get into briefly what I do daily and how I'm able to execute better on a daily basis. So, like I was saying, I use a planner that has a to do list format. So each morning I will plan out my day and I will take a look at the monthly spread first, see if there's any events or any meetings on the list or any bills that need to be paid. I will place those things on my to do list. and I will check my Big Rocks, Little Rocks page, which is basically a weekly to-do list to see if any of the tasks that I put down for the week can be done for that day. And then I have a routines page that of things that I do on a regular basis that I will see if I need to put in on my planner for that day. And then the game changer part is what I do after that. So at the bottom half of that to-do list, I will write out a schedule for my evenings. So I have a morning routine that is pretty stagnant. I mean, not stagnant, but I have a morning routine that is pretty static. And then for the evenings, there's a like 5:30 to 9:30 block that I will use to schedule out the things that are on my to-do list. So that way, that stops me from just getting off of work and sitting on the sofa and watching TV or scrolling on social media for a number of minutes or an hour instead of dedicating that time to whatever it is that's on my to-do list for the day. So that has really helped me to stop wasting my evenings and pushing things all the way back to the weekends to Saturdays. That's what I was doing before. And I would get to Saturdays and Sundays and feel overwhelmed with all the things that I needed to get done in that short period of time. And then I wouldn't have time to really rest. And next thing you know, I'm starting a new work week and I haven't really fully rested nor gotten everything done really that I needed to get done. So I think planning out your evenings is crucial to being able to execute daily and not just winging it when you get off of work. But even that only works because for the most part, I've already decided what my days are supposed to look like. And what I mean by that is that I do have portions of my day that are structured routines or things that I do typically each day. So that way I know that I have a space and a place for this. So I created a routines page in my planner. So that way I have different spaces and slots for when I'll do things. So I have an AM routine, for example, a PM routine, a cleaning routine. And under each of those sections, I'll put down different tasks that need to be done during those certain time frames. And it's not that I do every single thing under that list every day, but it does give me something to look at to say, hey, these are some of the things that I typically need to do during this time and I need to fit it into my to-do list for the day. So the routine page has also been pivotal because I don't have to decide what my day is going to look like. The routine is kind of already set. Okay, so you need a system in place also to decide when to check your planner, how often, and what for. And that is where the planner routine sheet comes in for me. So, this is something new that I implemented just this year. So, I've been doing it for the last 2 months. And I set up this planner routine sheet in my planner at the end of December so that I can work out this new system this year. And for example, there is a daily section, a weekly section, a monthly section, quarterly, and annually. So each day I have down tasks that I need to complete. So for instance, I will do a daily check of my monthly calendar and Google Calendar. I will do a review of my habits. I will decide what Bible study I'm going to do for the day. And those are the tasks that I know I do every day. On the weekly section, it reminds me that I need to set up my weekly budget. I need to do my gratitude writing. I need to set my meetings. These things I have written down so I know that these are the tasks that I need to complete on a weekly basis. And then I also have down like when this is done. So I typically try to do the weekly thing on a Sunday night. And then they're on a monthly basis. I set up a new calendar and I do my monthly budget and set up meetings for the month or events for the month. I'll put them on my monthly calendar. And I typically will do that on the last Friday of every month. So that has definitely been pivotal in helping to improve the systems that I have in place for planning. And I want to shout out another YouTuber. Her name is Elena. She is with the Organized Money. I found these systems that she uses, the planner routine, the routine sheet, and the life category. She explains that in her Vlogmas series that she did in December. So I was able to follow that, and she can go over it, or she'll go over it in more detail if you want to implement these systems in your plan, which I highly recommend. They have been a game changer for me. And by the way, if you don't have a planner already and you want to try this system, you can check out my description box. There is a discount code if you want to purchase this planner, or check out the other planning tools they have available from that company. So planning doesn't really mean anything if it's not connected to your actual life vision. So let's go ahead and talk about how I use my planner to create and keep a good track of what I want my life vision to look like in the categories that I know I need to be using to create goals. So that comes with the life category section. So you can choose the different life categories that are important to you. But what I did, also got this from Elena from the Organized Money. What I did is choose what 6 categories that were important to me that I would use to choose what my goals would be for each quarter. I do quarterly goals. So there is a spiritual section, which it's kind of self-explanatory. There's a personal section for like self-care, exercising, and personal development. I have a family section that includes entertainment, traveling, building relationships with family and friends. And then I have a home section that really is focused on organization and um, making sure I'm cleaning and decluttering. I have a business section and a money section. And what I will do is use these categories and the subcategories to create the goals that I have for each quarter. And I think when you're building your dream life, it's very easy for you to be super focused on your vocation or your career goals, and then you may quickly lose sight of other things that you have going on in your life. So I believe that these life categories and creating goals, using those to create goals, helps you to be more balanced as you go throughout life. Now, once I got clear on the different areas I needed to focus on, the next thing I needed to be clear about was my environment. I needed to look at how I was going to be able to maintain my home so that it was conducive to me reaching my goals. So what did that look like? So that looked like me, instead of pushing all my cleaning back to the weekend, I chose a different area of my home on Monday through Saturday to focus on. So that way I wasn't feeling overwhelmed and my home stayed tidy around the clock. So for instance, Monday, I will do a deeper clean on the kitchen. On Tuesdays, I clean the bathroom. On Wednesdays, I clean my bedroom and wash sheets, so on and so on. And then that way, I'm able to wake up to a tidy space. I'm able to wake up to a space that's not feeling cluttered. So that way, it's not cluttering my mind, and I'm able to focus on the things that I needed to do for the day and the things that I need to do in order to build my dreams. I cannot have a focused and cluttered mind if I'm going to chase after my dreams and if I want to have the time and the space to do so. So that has been also a game changer for me to have that routine in place for cleaning daily. Okay, so just to wrap things up, I want you to remember 3 things. Number 1, time is a limited resource, so you need systems in place in order to protect it. Number 2, don't waste your weeknights doom scrolling or laying on the couch watching Netflix. Make sure you're scheduling out your evenings so that you have the capacity that you need to have in order to build your dream life. And then lastly, stop pushing everything to the weekend, because you want to be able to have that balance that you need, and you want to be able to get the things done that you need to get done in order to build the life that you dream of. So if you got anything from this, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you along for the ride, and I would like to walk along with you as you build. And that is all for now. I will see you all in the next one. Bye.